Hey, what is up, everybody? My name is June with Ray Science, and today I'm going to be showing you live in action how I design a half wrap for a real client. This is going to be actually a part of the second part of our 3-part series where I actually go in and show you each vehicle type of design. So in episode 1, what we did was we did a lettering design. It's very simple, very basic, but it kind of gives you an idea of the thought process behind just simple lettering, very clean. Now we're going to take it up a notch and we're going to be doing a half wrap. So it's going to have some of those elements of a full wrap and but still within that lettering. So I'm going to show you that and going through that process, and then on our third part of the series I'll show you guys how I do a full wrap, and this is all going to be live off the cuff. I've prepared some things, but most of the things we're just going to be doing right off the bat. So let's get started right away. First things first is I have what we're going to be doing, and this is a truck right here. And this is what is already existing in the truck. The first thing we did was a lettering design, and it was super simple, super clean, super easy. They didn't really want to add anything. They just wanted to start promoting their business, but without having too much. And now I think now they're ready to kind of escalate that and take it to the next level. So we're gonna go ahead and do the thing. I feel a little short today, but whatever. Right. So, like I said, I have the truck here, and now I am going to kind of make a copy like I always do in the beginning. Okay, I'll put it to the side. And I have these 3 panels. This is where I'm going to be putting my 3 options. But let's start off over here. And just put a clean copy right here. And I'm just going to start designing right away right here. So first things first is that this is going to be a rough cut design. It's not going to be anything super clean or super put together, just because I need to go ahead and get started. So I'm going to take, this is the old file that I used for creating the original design, and we're going to kind of bring this in here. And the reason we're doing it this way is because we're just trying to get started. We're just trying to start the design process. We're not doing anything crazy. Okay, cool. I was trying to figure out what that noise was, but it's in the background. But yeah, we're not trying to make it like super cleaned up just yet, because we're just trying to put the ideas together and see what the client actually wants, and then we're going to go ahead and refine it. But for sure we're going to go big or go home. So we're going to do this logo right here. We're going to kind of spread it out, something like that. I definitely want a bigger logo, kind of taking over the whole scene in that way. And we're going to be doing like a matte black type of look to it. I am going to go ahead and kind of crop this out just a little bit. And again, this is me just starting off. We're just kind of messing around with the ideas. We're not going too deep into it just yet. I just want to see what it looks like and what the placement is going to be like. But I definitely want to add a big logo somewhere. So the idea here is I'm actually going to make a clipping mask real quick. Let's do it from right here. This is the pen tool. Pen tool, I'm just marking it out. Sometimes I use pre-made templates for the vehicles, and sometimes I just use the pictures of the vehicles and mask it out. So it depends what type of vehicle. If you have watched our previous episodes of the live sessions for vehicle designs in particular, you'll see that I do use vehicle templates, so that's a handy thing to have at all times. But this is a different way of doing it. If you don't happen to have the vehicle template, or if you don't know the make, model, or year, or you just can't find the template because you don't always find the exact model. Sometimes there's special edition trucks, special edition cars, so it's a little bit harder to find the exact model. And sometimes they have things like this, which is this like cover thing. Kind of gotta focus on this one. All right, but it's like this. What is it called? Dang, what are they called? Um, man, I have it in my head. Dang it. These little more aggressive fenders. So I'm just going in and I'm using the little round tool here, the curve tool or whatever, and turn this into a curve. Makes it a little bit easier to handle. And then I just put that right there on the curve and kind of line it up. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, I'm just kind of roughly going about it. And then I'll do a copy. Then I'll put that. Since I have the shape of the fender, I can kind of see where my eagle will line up. And I think this might be our safest and best bet. Let's make it a little bit bigger. Let's see what happens there. Want it big. Want it to really take over the image. But you should still be able to tell that it's an eagle in a way. This eagle shape is what I'm focusing on. Go ahead and make a copy. I always like to make copies because it helps when you have copies. Alright, so I'm going to just place it on there on the truck. And let's see what we got. And it kind of gets lost a little bit. I'm going to cover this up real quick. And I'm going to cover this up. And hold on. I'll be right back.
You tell me.
Alright, we are back in action. Sorry, I had a brief interruption of my brother. But now that he is back where he needs to be, I can go ahead and continue our design process. Cool. And there we go. We're basically freestyling our own template here. And let's pop that right about there. Cool. It gets kind of lost, but I'm going to go ahead and move that to the front. Let's see. It might be too big, so let's shrink it up a bit. We're trying to keep this eagle still there, visible in a way. But big and bold. Let's see. I can make it a little bit bigger. But some of this roof does have to kind of show for it to... Because it could just be the eagle. See how I like that. I feel like it gets lost. The logo gets lost a bit because you kind of lose some of that house. But let's kind of pump it out a little bit bigger. Oops. And I'm going to work this for a couple more minutes. Just try to get some footing on it. Can't be too small. Can't be too big. You kind of have to find the right size. And you kind of have to play around with it in order to find that right placement. Where it looks cool, but, you know, isn't overkill or isn't looking like... Alright, we'll go right there. It gives it a sharp cut. I don't know. I'm not vibing with it. I'm also going to change the opacity to like multiply. So it kind of gets a little bit of those curves. So it kind of gives me a little bit better of an idea what it's going to look like. I put it over here. No, it's definitely got to go towards the back like so. And I might leave it there. I might leave it there, but I don't know. I want it to be bigger, a lot bigger. What's that looking like? Not too big. Whoops. Just the eagle, please. And this is gonna be matte black and like matte satin black. I don't really like matte black, and I'll show you guys why. If I can find matte black right here. Kind of show you guys the difference. It's the color that he had picked out, so let's kind of go back and see. Okay. Here's a key tip. So let me switch camera views so you guys see. Alright, so if you're ever doing a vehicle wrap, people are going to say they want matte black, but really what they actually want is satin black. Because satin black looks way more luxurious, way less ashy. Matte black looks like this, which kind of looks like you're priming a vehicle rather than actually having it wrapped versus satin. So I'll put these two side by side. You can see the satin looks a lot more like, it's not necessarily glossy, but it looks more velvety. And then this one, the matte one, looks a lot more ashier. I don't know if it's hard to tell on the camera, but in real life and in the sunlight, it for sure makes a difference. So now you know, if you ever want matte black, you actually, because you put that on glossy, it's just, I don't know, it's not it. So I'm gonna go back. This looks fine to me. Maybe I'll tweak it when we get a little bit further into this experiment of ours. No, my mouse died. Did it die for real? No, it shouldn't have died. Shouldn't have died. Where is it? There it is. Okay. I thought it died. It didn't die. Alright, so let's come back over here and get the logo and put it over here. Alright, the logo, we're going to go ahead and make it big as well over here. And we're going to try to cover up all this other stuff real quick. So I'm just going to go here, 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 here. Make like a little box to cover all that up. And I'll just pick any color that's there. We're just trying to hide that so it doesn't distract from the actual design once we get to it. So that's that. Okay, cool. And now we're gonna add this right to the middle. We can make it big like that. I think it got a little, yeah, the proportion kind of got a little messed up. So I'm gonna go ahead and save that real quick. Well, speaking of saving, I need to save this file. So let me save this file. You're not going to be able to see what's going on in my screen for just a second, but let me save this before I forget and we lose all our work. Okay, cool. Now that this thing is saved as an actual file, we are good to go. Okay, cool. Let me expand this logo. I'm going to make a copy so I don't have to keep copying and paste from the other document. And we're going to make this big. And let's kind of turn it a little bit so it kind of matches the angle that the truck is at. And let's do that. because they did want to have it big. They didn't want it small anymore. So this is pretty much the size I think they wanted to go, but we can do bigger. We can do bigger. We're actually going to do it bigger. Okay. Just like that. Okay. Cool. And there we go. Okay, so this is going to be like a background. Still feel like messing around with it a little bit. Maybe turning it a little bit. So it kind of is like that. Yeah, you don't have to be so stagnant with it. So that's why I'm like turning it and twisting it, trying to figure out the right way to put it on there. And then that looks good to me. We'll add some services here. But this needs to be kind of swapped out, and we are going to try to use a gunmetal-y color. So what was the color? Like a metallic-y. I had a color picked out, and I think it's the metallic. Since we don't want to go there's two designs that I'm really aiming for here. One is going to be like a dark, kind of low key, more like incognito mode type of design, a stealth design, you could call it. And then the other design is going to be more of that bright, really pop type of look, something that's not quite super chrome, but that has that like metallic-y, glossy type of look to it. So that's that. I think we're doing all gloss for this. We'll do the green metallic, and then we'll do the, well, actually we're gonna do reflective. We're gonna make this reflective. So reflective will look whitish, grayish. So let's swap this out for a reflective kind of color. Like that. That's what reflective will look like. That looks good. Okay, cool. And I want it as big as possible, but I don't want to cut off this top part over there. So I can't really do that. But I do want to have these handles kind of popping out because, you know, these handles are going to be showing. We're not going to be wrapping the handles. At least not with letters, we won't. So copy and paste, and number 7, go. Should have these door handles here. I don't know what happened to this over here, but okay. Place the door handle there. Add another quick dot over here. I don't know what happened there. But regardless, we'll I don't know why I can't add another dot, but let's go back a couple steps. What happened here? That was so weird. And there it is. Okay. Just copy. Just make a copy. Then I'll release that mask. Good enough. Set it back. Okay. Line that thing up. It's just a rough template, so don't worry about it too much. But definitely show where that door handle is and where it's going to be cut off. That's majorly important. Okay. And kind of align this a little bit better, I think. We can center it. Oh, we got this Tundra badge. So we're probably going to have to debadge it. And hopefully the owner is okay with that. I'll ask him. If not, then we have to adjust the design for no debadging. Cool. Oh, you know what I didn't even think of? Putting it like this. Like in the center. I didn't even think about that. Like putting it in the center. No, it still doesn't work. Even if you put it in the center like this, it doesn't work. It won't lay like it needs to lay. What about if I put it more towards the front, more towards the back? No, I'll just keep it where I have it at. Where I have it at is pretty good, pretty clean. All right, so that is right in the center. The next thing is that I'm going to add a couple of services, which are these right here. And these are going to be in that reflective color. Everything we'll put in that reflective color. Like that. Just like that. It'll be right here. It'll be a little smaller like that. And what else do we need? The website. Where is it? Phone number. Website. Phone number. Website. Phone number. Okay. Website needs to go back where it was at. So the website placement is pretty good. It just needs to be swapped out. For me, when it comes to trucks, I like to add the website across the line here because this line, this body line that the truck already has kind of serves as a great guide for the eye when it comes to placing this text. So that is what we're going to go with. And he's probably going to have to remove that anyway, so we'll do that. Personally, when it comes to trucks and things like that, special edition trucks as well, and special edition cars, I don't like debadging them, but most of the time, if you want to get as much like area to cover, you do have to end up debadging the vehicle. So that's kind of something you need to, you know, let the client know, or that's something you should know, that most of your trucks will get debadged. There we go. If you want that like clean look of the wrap, you have to take off that stuff. All right. I don't know if that fits in quite right there, but I'll get to that when I get to that. I do need to add the phone number. I'm almost wondering, should I go for a little bit more of an aggressive text or try to keep it all within that same style of text? Because I'm thinking that I can get a little more aggressive with the text and it'll work out better. But that's just my train of thought for the moment. It could change in a minute once I start doing more design stuff to this truck. Not a fan of the thing right there, but it might be the only spot. I want to keep this as clean as possible because that was one of the requests. Put the information on there, but just keep it clean. So I think this Google here, that stays. That doesn't need to be moved. Just swapped out for the correct colors. but I'm getting kind of lost in the sauce. So let's kind of move over here and jump around. And I'll be right back. I got a call that I have to answer. Alright, sorry, I keep getting interruptions. But anyway, now I am back at it again. And let's see if I can get unstuck because I am a little stuck and I don't want to be. So, next thing I want to try is I do like this setup, but I do think the logo is kind of getting in the way. So, let's try to kind of maximize our space a little bit. Move the logo more towards the front. Get this over here. And get the phone number down here. Let's see how that looks. I don't really care for it, to be honest with you. I think it looks better if we do, I think the ridges and the shine is getting in my way, so I'm gonna look for a Toyota. I don't know what year this is. Maybe like this is just showing me the new ones. It might not work. Okay. Alright. Let's keep going. Move this out the way. Maybe this side is better to work on because it has less shine, so it's not distracting me. But we'll see. Alright, I'm gonna go in and try to do a more aggressive font and see how I like that. And I'm gonna look up the website just to make sure I have the correct website. And here's the correct website. And then we are going to try to find a more aggressive font. This is the process of design. Sometimes it's a little faster, sometimes it's a little bit slower. But my idea here is to get an aggressive font on here because this one is just not selling it for me. It is the font that is associated with the website and everything, and that's wonderful and all, but let's get a little more aggressive. Just with everything else that it has going on, it's kind of hard to keep it the same tone that it was. And I'm gonna double stack this. I think double stack will look better anyway. Maybe a little too aggressive on this website. Looks a little too sporty now. It looks good. font seems a little thin. See if I can get anything a little bit thicker. A little bit more thick is what I'm looking for. Let's see if this helps the look a little bit. Let's see. Cool. And let's add a little bit of a shadow thing going on here. Do that like an outline. So it kind of stands out a little bit. And I might be able to print that or just layer it. Either way, it'll look cool. Yeah, I like that. That makes more sense to me than the plain roofing one. Just because everything else is so aggressive. And we're gonna take this QR and we're just gonna drop this bad boy in right up here. And that's it. That is the design for this. Maybe I'll put the phone number in as well. What's the phone number? Okay, let's add that one in. Let's see if it looks good up here. 678. I'll go with the dot method. Nope. I gotta go with the dash method. Okay. 508 34 2. Let's try that out. Let's put, oh, there we go. Let's put this right about here, right on top of the fender. Something like that. That's kind of cool. This font really follows the body lines of this vehicle so nicely, so I like that. We do kind of have to add in some of these services, maybe. So let's kind of take a page out of this one. Oops. Let's take a page out of this, drop it over here, and let's just type it in our new aesthetic looking font. It's a little more aggressive, and that helps it look a little more intentional. There we go. Whoop. Whoop. But it does stretch it out quite a bit, so I don't know. That might not work out for us. Definitely want to keep the QR, but this is throwing me off. We're gonna just delete this right here. We're taking this out of here. Get this Google thing out of here. Don't want to see it. Okay, cool. Let's black that out, and then let's black out this as well. Let's get rid of that. There it is. Okay. Cool. Now we got rid of those two things. So slims it up a bit, cleans it up a bit. I can go ahead and chuck this down here. I don't want to chuck it all the way down. I kind of still want to keep this QR pretty present in there, and kind of line this guy up like that. Will we do that? It's gonna be small, but it could work out to our favor. And this one has a cut line right there, so I'm just gonna kind of do this number real quick, because the QR border is not going to be that thick, so let's kind of that number right there. Make sure that's like that, and that's like that. Okay, yeah, that's how the original QR was looking anyway. Cool, so like that, and just like that. Okay, I could live with this. I could live with this. I do like this thing, but I think I need to twist this. I need to end this somehow. This has to end like right on the edge of that somehow. Maybe that's my bad for adjusting this mask. Let me just adjust it real quick. And that looks better. Kind of want it to end a little more like that, with a little more pizzazz to it. I could push this up a bit too. As you can see, this is the hardest part of the design, is deciding where this thing is going to go. Cool. Okay. Yeah, but essentially it is going to be a half wrap because it's taking over such a large surface area, and we have to use wrap material for this because this is going to be very tricky to get in these grooves and stuff. But with that Avery satin black, it should, ease the load a bit, and it'll look cool. All right, that I would say is as good as it's gonna get. Let me just twist this a little bit. Can I get away with twisting it and increasing the size? So it kind of gives it a little different look to it. Yeah, it's a little bit better, I think. It's hard to tell when everything else is super glossy black. But let's kind of change the vibe of it to multiply, so it gives it that effect that it's just a background. It's not really there super bold and bright. But I do like this layout. Want to see it bigger. So let's swap it out. Let's do this. So about right there. That gives it that look as well, because you still keep the eagle. And hold on. All right, let's get back to this. We got two different options. We got this one and this one. And I don't think it's going to be that chromed out, so I'm going to kind of go back to normal and just drop the opacity a bit. No, I'm just going to keep it like that. I'll just keep it like that. It looks cool that way. Alright, so that and that and that should be good. I'm gonna go with those two options. Oops, I don't know why I deleted this one. The logo is slightly bigger on this end. Let's move this out of the way. Let's get back to this. And we can throw these graphics over here and throw in the original graphics. I'll just use that paper, and then what? No, I'm just gonna copy it and kind of go from here. I think I want to delete that Google anyway, so that's fine. All right, so I need to make a version of this same design, but with this kind of like that, a little bit smaller, a little bit just on the door like that, just like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in and grab the original text, which is this, and I'll drop it over here in the bed. Just like that. Just like the original look to it. This phone number, gotta bring this back in here. Just like that. Just like that. But just super big, super bold. It's there. It's loud, and it is hopefully gonna make a lot of sales. There we go. Okay, cool. Alright, got the phone number, got the whatever, the website, and got that info. I'm gonna delete this from here. I'm gonna go ahead and add this insurance information over here, just like that, and keep this Google thing right here. Keep this right here. As you can see, it starts getting a lot more cluttered this way, but I mean, I'm not a fan of it, but I have to provide different options. So let's see. Okay, cool. With a big like that, it looks cool. So I'm just gonna bring this in, and do this number real quick. Shrink this guy up a bit. Put him in the front door, just like that. But we're gonna debadge it. We'll take away the badges. So this logo can be extra big. Extra big logo needed. And then we're gonna take the phone number and make it bigger. Across the side, super aggressive, super mean looking. Across the side, just like that. We can remove that out of here. We don't need that. Let's see. And we'll go in and do that number real quick, just like that. Kind of turn it a little bit just so it kind of matches the flow of it. And yeah, this is reflective, so I don't need to add anything else crazy to it. I could outline and prints and all that jazz, but I think it works this way. I don't think I need to overdo it. That's not the goal. The goal is not to have it overdone. I'm trying to keep it clean regardless of what we're doing. Trying to keep it clean. I don't know if I like the QR there. Ooh, I don't know. Do I like the QR there or do I not? Let's go and grab this Google rated thingamabob. QR, you might have to settle with being back there. I'm sorry. But I don't think I like you where you are right now. So you are going to meet me where I need you to be. I'm going to copy this and I'm going to paste it. I think I'm vibing more with the Google thing being here. I'm not even vibing with that. I could make this the same color as this. think the red outline throws it off. So we're just gonna kind of shrink this up a bit. See what you look like without a red outline. Okay, now you fit in more appropriately. Cool. Okay, so the red light outline was definitely throwing us off, so let's take that off of all these designs. My stupid keyboard is not working. Okay, cool. Nope. There it is. Okay. There we go. Cool. Gotta put the QR right there. Looking good. Looking good. I could make it smaller. So I can make it like this small and then that right there. And that's a thing right there. That's a vibe. It doesn't have to be huge. That's for sure. Yeah, I'm gonna do you one better. Gonna go over here and I'm going to hit on, oops, scan me. Okay, we'll add that up there and we're gonna make this color. So opacity, oops, we'll make that scan me sign right there. I'll even add an outline or whatever. I'll align it, I'll group it, and I'll repeat it all over the, oops, all over the different samples. See? Yeah, because that QR right there is huge, so it needs to go. It needs to be smaller for sure. It needs to be this size, so it actually is feasible and looks nice. Might even pop it down here. Okay, cool. Yeah, all these look pretty cool to me. I'm going to take away this scan me on this particular one because I don't think so. I don't think that's going to work for us. Okay, cool. All these look pretty decent, pretty good. Now let's do my favorite ones in color, which I think are going to be this one. because it's pretty clean. And maybe the one next to it or the one up top. The only problem that I have with these is that I don't have the services on there, so got it. We are going to add the services incognito mode. Not like super cognito mode, but gotta add it on there somewhere. My back hurts. Okay. I guess I'll just use the same strategy, just smaller text. Because I could do it black, but Papa Red works too. Yeah, I'll just add a little bit of red there. That looks good. Okay, cool. I am okay with that. I'm not mad at this design. I think this is the one I'm gonna go with. Can add a little bit of kind of like a background to this so it doesn't get so lost. So let's kind of do that. Okay, cool. That way it kind of still looks a little bit aggressive, or I could do white. It loses some of that aggressive edge when it has that white background, so let's go black. It just looks weird on the screen, but it looks good in actual practice. I'll delete this. I'll delete that. I'll delete the scan me. And I'll drop this to down here. I'll make it smaller. And I'll delete that stupid border too. Okay. Now it's got all the info that we need, and it is big, it is loud, it is pretty good. Pretty good, so that'll be reflective vinyl. Have to adjust this. Okay, cool. Alright, that works for us, so that will be my option number 1. For sure. Pretty content about that. I like that a lot. And I should probably copy these. I'm going to try to make 3 versions of this thing. I just was trying to get the layout first. That is the main thing, trying to get this layout done. And then once I get the layout, I can like kind of start refining it down and get it as simple as possible. But anyway, let's carry on. Let's carry on, and I'm just gonna. I mean, I could do it over here, but I just gotta cover everything up. use the pen tool and cover everything up just like that. Just like that. Easy enough. Alright, now go back, grab this, do that number, delete this, and go back and copy this. Oops. I'm gonna drop it in, and all I have to do is control, reflect it, cool. It's in there. It's in there. I'll do some adjustments real quick. Follow that body line, follow that. Go ahead and transform, reflect. Okay. Make sure that these two are together. And again, I'm trying to design as fast as possible, so my layouts and things are not going to be as clean as I would normally do them. But this is just because I got to get it out quick. I really have to do this quick. If not, this video would be forever. So we don't want it to be forever. we do just want to try to keep this as simple and as effective as possible for the sake of the video. And then we're gonna, and also because it helps if you keep it as fast as possible and as quick as possible. It helps the client kind of decide what they want faster. If they want the changes done, it doesn't delay the process too much. So trying to get this done as quickly as possible and also as effectively as possible, where you'll see that I take some pauses here and there, but then some things that I'm going to just try to crank out fast. So that is option number 1 for us today. I think that's a pretty solid option for this half wrap. And then the next thing that I'm going to do is basically the same thing that I have over here, but I'm just questioning whether I want to go with the aggressive font or whether I want to go with a simple basic font. Let's go with the aggressive font. It's going to look better anyway. So let's do that. Bring that over here, like that, and then do that number. Do that like that. And I'm leaving space because I do want to add a couple more things on here to kind of help out with the layout. So that is why I left that there. I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to make this smaller to go off of on this thing right here. Like that. And the phone number's got to be really big. Like so. Okay, cool. And then we're going to bring this in right here. Move it to the front. Cool. And let's do that number right there. And probably this number right here. Is it a vibe? Could it be a vibe? Are we doing this or are we not doing this? I don't know. Am I messing with the red or not? No, I think I'm gonna go and not do that. Just gonna go with multiply, and this is gonna be a satin black, kind of super low key, super incognito. You don't really need to be seeing all that, so that looks cool. And that's with reflective colors on there. So that's that. Now we are going to try to elevate this a little bit more. And yeah. try to get this done. Let's see. Okay. Another color that this could be is this metallic gray. So our client was pretty interested in this metallic gray, and you can kind of see it there. Looks cool, looks way cooler outside in the sunlight. It is getting kind of dark out here, so you probably wouldn't be able to see the shimmer, slight metallic-y that it has on it, but it does match some of these accents that the truck has, the smaller badges and the trim and stuff. So that would be something good to incorporate on there. And I think I'm going to do that. But before I do that, I want to bring in some of these colors to play. Because let's see what it looks like. I mean, it could look like a hot mess. It could look good. We don't really know until we try it. So let's try some of this blue stuff. And for the blue, let's go in and I'm using all Avery Dennison. I've been really liking the Avery Dennison wrap quality, so I am gonna use it. Ooh, how about some gloss dark metallic? That will work. For the blue, this gloss dark metallic, and let's do this number right here. Let me show you. Hopefully this works. That, and you can see that it's got that sparkle to it. Can you see it? Can you actually see it? And it's a dark blue, sparkly fella type of thing. So we'll use that. That looks pretty cool, pretty mean. So and I'm actually gonna go into, and here's a secret. So we're gonna go into Metro Restyling, and we are just gonna go into color, and we're gonna go into blue, and we're gonna have all sorts of blues pop up. And then I'm gonna, get a little bit more into it. But what I'm looking for right now, let me turn off this flashlight. First of all, what I'm looking for right now is the glossy metallic blue. So let's go to metallic, and let's go Avery Dennison. Avery. This is super helpful. What is this? Diamond blue? What is that? That's beautiful. It's gonna be a lighter blue, even though they are like in metallic bright blue. What is this diamond blue about? That's kind of basic. Only thing is that for this dark blue, which is the color of the logo, I am scared that it is going to be a little too dark and you can't see it. So let's go with the glossy metallic bright blue. Let's go with the bright blue and see if that makes any difference. Because copy image. Oops. Copy the image, and then that's the bright blue right there. I like to bring it in. I like to make a little square of this right here. Go like that, and then that guy, I'm gonna bring that into my other layers. Sorry for the screen transition. Let's change our windows into Essentials Classic. There it is. And then drop that into my swatch panel, just like that. When you drop it into your swatch panel, you'll have the colors. So all I gotta do is click on whatever I need to change. So I'll do that, and I'll do that. Click on that, and I don't know why it didn't work. But let's fill it up. It needs to be filled. fill up this square right here. Like that. Okay. And now that it's full, it'll give it that kind of color. It's kind of super pixelated, but you get the point. And I can click it. And I can kind of bring it down a bit. Or increase it, whatever. But I don't know why it's doing that way. That's kind of weird and strange. But whatever. As long as it fills up the square. Doesn't matter to me. It's just so you can get the point that that is like a different, sparkly, weird, strange blue. But I'm going to actually adjust it a little bit. Gonna go in like that. Then drop it in right there. Should update. If I drop it in like that. Put that in. What is up with all this white space? I don't understand. Let's go back to my pattern file. Let's see if that helps. There it is. Okay, cool. I was trying to figure out why it was looking like that. Alright, now that I have it all figured out, hopefully it will work to our advantage and we'll get... There it is. It's still really pixelated, but that's because we are putting it in a JPEG. But that pixelation actually helps it make it look metallic-y. So that's brilliant. Alright, so let's try to fill in all these correct spots from this white logo. That sounds legit. Like that. And I think that's all that needs to be blue. Cool. Everything else will need to be in our red color. So let's figure out what color red we're going to be using. Back to we are going back over here. Let's go back to red. Alright, we are going to back. You can hear a lot of things, so I'm trying to... I don't know why. That was weird. Okay, so let's go into Avery. And let's go into the same thing, metallic-y. And we got this beautiful diamond color. So I'm going to look that up here in my sample kit. Which this is the diamond color. It's okay, but I need something a little more. I think the glitter on this is a little too thick. So do we have anything else, Avery? Anything else that you can provide for me? Brighter red color. Okay, so no, I don't think that's gonna work. Okay, let's go back and try to find a different color. So we can remove that filter and we can go in and see what they got for 3M. We're just looking for a metallic-y red. Okay, there's this Dragonfire red, which seems to have somewhat of a glitter to it effect. To that effect, something to that effect. So this could work. And we said that this one had the diamond red. Don't know how I feel about that. And this Oriful, let's see what they got. Nothing really cool yet. Nothing that pops out at me just yet. Oh, this one. Okay, this one right here, luscious lips. What a strange name for a color. But let me show you guys real quick. Vibing with this color right here. It's got that. It's got a little bit of flair. It's got a little bit of flair to it. I don't know what happened there, but there it is. Got a little bit of flair. So that's pretty cool, I think. And let's bring out that ivory color. Let's just make sure that they will work together well. Yeah, it looks like these two colors are gonna work together pretty well. So, 1 second. Alright, let's get back to whatever. So I think these are the two colors that we are going to end up going with. We got this blue color and this red color. And I always like to keep these wrap samples next to me because figuring out the right colors. Oops, I gotta go back. And now we were on, what is that, Oracle? And we are Luscious Lips. We're gonna copy that. Same process as well. Same process that we just used to make the colors. Just like that. Then I'm gonna make a little box right here. Just the whatever green box. Like that. And drop that in there like that. And then I am going to add that color onto this one. Just like that. So let's go over here to roofing. Pretty much click on that. Click on that. And then I'm going to double click on the actual swatch. And then just that button right there. Cool. So at least I know that it is the correct color. Colors. There we go. Cool. Cool. Same thing with this. I'll probably make that this color. Cool. So it just kind of pops out a little bit more. Más o menos, más o menos. It pops out, but I don't know if it pops out as much as the reflective will pop out. Yeah, I don't know if it's gonna pop out as much as the reflective will, but hey, it's worth a try. I want it to stand out a little bit more, so but I don't want to add like a white in the background. I think that would look gross. I think it'll pop out once it's actually on there. It just looks a little weird on the screen. But it looks cool regardless. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. That's all I need to add, just color. This needs to be that, and some of this supporting text can be the satin black color. or that gunmetal color, but I'll just put it in like a grayish tone. I think it would look better in stealthy mode anyway. Nope. Better. Sorry, opacity, make it normal. There we go. I think I'm gonna do this at like a little dash or something. I don't know, something like that. I just felt like 3 wasn't filling up the space quite right, so there you go, that's what you get. That looks a little bit better with it having 4 on there, so that looks good. Okay, and let's put this over here. I'm not mad at that. Now, do I want that to be the same black color, or should I make it a gunmetal-y color? Because it's already going to have a reflective. No, I think that has to be the satin black, to be honest with you. I think it has to be just the satin black, because adding more to that would just... It would just be too much with the reflective. I don't know. Scared it'll look a little gross. That's me. I think it'll look a little gross with the reflective on there and then the gunmetal-y. But I'm going to make the same option that I did for option 3, and I'm going to make that with... How long is the session so far? Oh, we are an hour in. Typically does not take me this long to decide on a half wrap, but as you see, we've been having interruptions and we've been kind of cranking out some other stuff. So my brain is going crazy right now. Okay. Let's switch this over. Yeah, I typically have an easier time with these, but it is one of those days where my brain is not quite getting all the information out as it needs to. So this is what you get, folks. Not adding that. Crazy. Okay, I'll add it just so you can see it kind of pop out a little more. Just so it's a shadow. It's not really going to be there. There we go. Alright, that works. Really, I could just do like a pearl white or something. Not even. I'm just gonna make it all color. It would look better. was gonna make it gray, but nah, that is not gonna work. I like that red and that blue. This red, I like this blue, and I'm just gonna put this in white. Yeah, I'll just put that in white. That'll work too. And I'll just try to get a pearl white or something. Oops, I'm gonna save this. And I have 3 options. You got 1, you got 2, 3, 4. And now it is time to work on the back of the truck. And we kind of want to follow through in that same kind of order that we were doing. Except I'm going to be doing something a little special here. I'm just going to remove this off of here. We don't need this here. And again, the design process does take quite a bit of time from start to finish. On some projects, especially with the vehicle, especially when creating several options. So that is why I'm kind of trying to break this down into different sessions. But our live sessions tend to go on a lot longer. So that gives us some time and flexibility on what we do and what we show. So that's good. The more we show, the better, right? See all the details that goes into it. Okay, move that up from there. Yeah, the back is definitely gonna go hard. It's gonna go hard. It's gonna look cool like that, because you get more of that image in there. And I gotta remove half of this stuff from here. Okay. I'm not scaling this yet. I'm not doing it to size. I'm just simply trying to get the design down, and then I'll go in and scale it. Sometimes I start off with things to scale, but not this time. This time I just wanted to get in there and get started, because there is so much to kind of go over and add on here, and so many options. So I'm gonna go with the QR right here, mounted right there, center it nice and even right there. I'll go with the QR, and I'll go with the 5-star rates on Google. Go with that, and we'll also go with whatever the website. I'll go with the website running across the back somewhere here. Something like that. cool. I'm just refining and restructuring things real quick. Um, I like the big eagle logo thing going on that we got going on here. So let's just kind of push this up. It could be like that, but now let's push it up so the QR's not really in the way. There we go. I kind of want it a little bit slanted, make it big. Just like that. Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. Okay. Okay with that. Keep it simple. And maybe what, throw in the phone number or something? Or just throw in the little this thing, the how about we throw that in? Boom. Yeah, that's it. That's it right there. Oops, that's a little too big, but I just wanted the color. Oops. And that's it right there. I think so. That's it. Do we like that, or do we like when it's kind of staggered up a little bit like that? Let's go with that. Why not? Kind of just like a list. Okay, so that works like that, and all right, back at it again. Cool. And the same back, I'm just gonna copy paste it and put it on every single truck, every single one. I don't think it's gonna get much better than this, to be honest. So I'm just gonna run it the back, and if it is gonna be changed or anything, it'll be a very small modification. So um, I'm just gonna keep it all the same throughout, and that gives us option A, B, and C. Cool, 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 and cool. 1, 2, 3, and this is actually option number 4. Okay, and typically my layouts are a little bit more detailed than this, so I will add like pieces and stuff and more information. So I'll show you what I'll add for something like this, uh, and then we'll kind of go from there. So let's go into, and then we're gonna type in div final. Okay, so I will either use one of our examples or Google an example. I don't have a truck with this reflective vinyl on it, so I'm gonna go ahead and just try to pick one out from Google, our friend Google. So let's just do that real quick. So let's go with, and you can do a mock-up if you wanted, but it's always good to try to have a nice little sample. So we'll go with this one. Shout out to whoever made this. Very nice job. We're going to use it as a sample. Again, this is just to give the idea and I'll put samples, right? And then I'll come back up here and I'll go just reflective vinyl, and I'll go and pick out the correct color. Something like that. And something like that. And then we'll also do a sample of that glossy and satin look. And I just need a sample to show the difference between glossy black and satin black. Doesn't have to be anything crazy. Don't really want the racing stripe sample. I want an actual text sample. But for simplicity's sake, we'll go with this sample right here. Again, these are just samples. Sometimes I use our own, but right now I don't have, you know, I'm not going to go through all our pictures. Okay. And I'll also put a little note here. And the more information, the more detail you can provide, the better it goes. This is the same concept. I think I'm going to remove that. And let's go back to our handy dandy Mantro restyling. And let's just pick out a car with that color on it. So copy image. There we go. And leave the credits for whoever picture you're using. Don't forget that. And let's do metallic. And we said it was Avery metallic, and we said it was blue, right? So blue, cool. Oops. Let's erase that. Oh. Let's go back. Let's go to brand. Let's go to Avery. Let's go to metallic, and let's go to blue. And we got the blue diamond. Don't want the blue diamond. We want. Oh, what's this? It's a cool color. We want bright blue. There we go. And we'll put in a nice picture. Car with the color on it. Okay, cool. And that works for us. And we'll take the same samples and we'll release it. And this is all just part of the customer experience. Um, it doesn't make a difference to some people if you do it or not, but I find that it helps people better understand what they're purchasing and what um, they are actually going to get, especially with the wrap, especially with these more specialty types of colors. You definitely want to be able to provide as much information as possible so they know it's going to look nice, and this is going to look nice. And even if you Google this color or whatever, they're going to know that this is a cool color and that it's going to look nice. So it definitely helps with the customer experience if you can add some samples. And I'll probably send this out like this. And this is just a super easy, fast, rough draft at the moment. Once we get to the process of actually finalizing the look, I can probably do another video on that. But for now, I am pretty happy at where we are to have this as a stopping point. Again, let's go back in and kind of show you what we created. Option 1, it's got this mean, aggressive, really boom in your face type of look. And this is going to be, this eagle logo is going to be in reflective. This is also going to be in reflective. This is going to be in red, and it can be red reflective. This back is going to be satin black. So we're going to be layering. It's going to look very cool if we go with this option, I think. And it's big, it's bold, it's loud, and it's really aggressive. I like the font. But the client might not like the font, so we might end up switching it back to the original font. But we'll see. I like to take risks sometimes. And then we got the phone number right here. It's a little plain, but it follows the body line, so I think it'll be straight. QR, nice and cute, and right there. I would put it right here, but it's gonna cover up the eagle, and we don't want that. So we'll just put it down here. We can move it up here. It really has a lot of freedom, the QR. So I'm not too, I'm not too honed in and about it. I'm not too gonna be stressed out about it. Not at all. Yeah. So let's just kind of pack this in. This might be a little bit of a sharp angle for it to land in, so I'm a little worried about that. But I think it'll still look good though. I think it will. So if it gets distorted a little too much, we'll shrink the size up, but we want to go bigger, so don't really care to shrink it up. The back, pretty simple. It's going to be standard throughout. Got this awesome black mat going throughout. That on its own is that's really all you need. That wrap is done at that point. We got this QR, got the services. It matches up nicely. The Google right there, and boom. And that's all reflective as well. So it looked pretty cool. And then the look that we're going for on that black is this type of two-toned matte black, glossy black type of thing. And that's the same thing with this. It's kind of hard to tell here, so I am going to kind of go and do that number right there so you can kind of tell it a little bit better. And I'll do that right there so he can kind of tell that it is actually a different color, right? And I'll do the same thing with this. I'll just put it in normal mode so we can kind of tell that it is the same color. Alright, that all those are going to be the same. Nice satin black color. So that will look cool. And I'm just gonna switch them all out because I think it might be a little confusing. So let's switch it out real quick because now that I look at it, it is a little confusing. So, and I want to make sure that that color is understood as a satin and not as something else, because we could, potentially confuse people, and we don't want to do that. It's very hard to tell in a digital format what these are actually going to look like because they have these very special and unique colors and textures that really come to life outside of the screen. So that is why I try to communicate that with all these samples and stuff that you see all over. But regardless, I don't know. I like all blacked out kits, so I think it's gonna look cool. And then we have another option. Pretty much we're following the same concept. The only difference here is that we are going in a little bit more aggressive with the colors. So we'll have those very like metallic-y, bright, in your face type of colors. So we'll see where our client kind of lands at as far as what they like in the design, whether they want to go with something a little more stealthy, a little bit more low-key, with that reflective type of vibe, or I might even turn this all full like metallic-y. Should I turn it like a full gray metallic-y, or should I just keep it reflective? I'll think about that in a second. This has that metallic-y color pop look, so it looks good. Should we go with the gray, or should we just stick with this? It might be too gray if you ask me. If we did that, it might just have too much gray if we just added. So the color of gray that we're talking about is, let's see if I can pull it up real quick. Metro, and let's go to finishes. Yeah, finishes, and let's go to metallic-y. Finish, metallic. And we want something like, I don't know, dude. Like, gray. And definitely gloss. Because on satin wouldn't really pop out. This is what they were going for, this graphite gray. Let's see if this does anything for anyone. Let's do that. Let's do that number, and then let's go over here. Then let's go over here. Over here, double click on that, scale, and then boom. Yeah, it's a little dark. It's a little too dark. It's a little too dark. It's not gonna do anything. But yeah, if it was all satin black, I'd be down for it. But with the gray and stuff, I don't think that I'm down for it. So we're just gonna go with that. And this stars need to be in that same gray tone because we're not gonna add red to it. We're gonna leave it in just this two-tone colorway. Alright, cool. Color. Okay, yeah, no, this is pretty much what I have right now. And like I said, once we get the client to select what they want, we are going to move forward to the next process. And that is our stopping point for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this session, and I hope you guys learned a trick or two, or at least kind of understand the process behind these wraps and what you should be looking for as far as like the style and the design. Today I did work a little bit slower than I normally work just because I was trying to explain and I had a lot of things that I was trying to include. So, it happens sometimes. You work a little bit slower than other times, but we wrapped up right around the time that I wanted to wrap up at, before 2 hours were done. And remember that we are going to be doing more of these live sessions. I don't have exact dates and times. I just kindly pop off and do it. So make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you hit the notification bell because, like I said, if you are in these live sessions, what we can do is we can chat about things. We can actually, request modifications live and in action. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a lot more car wraps, a lot of more sign designs, and just showing you the thought process behind the actual creation of the design. And if you guys are interested in any other topic that we can cover, software, anything that we use, tools that we use, Depending on the project, we'll use different tools. I have some real cool plugins for Adobe that we really like to use here. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's